Hi, today we're gonna talk about Cefi versus Defi. It means centralized finance versus decentralized finance. So traditional finance, where there's always a central authority that's controlling the flow of money, is the basis upon which the transactions we carry out today are built. But if we want to transfer money from a currency to another, we use Western Union. If we want to take a loan, we do it by the intermediation of banks. And same goes for investing and trading. But what if we could have a system where there is no third party controlling our decisions, but still can offer same services? The answer is yes, we have DeFi. But what is DeFi? Decentralized finance, commonly referred to as DeFi, is a blockchain-based form of finance that doesn't rely on central financial intermediaries such as brokerages, exchanges, or banks to offer traditional financial instruments, and instead utilizes smart contracts on blockchains, the most common being Ethereum. Additionally, the smart contracts used to create DeFi employ open source codes, opening them to community auditing. By eliminating intermediaries, DeFi users are able to maintain full control over their virtual wealth, as well as directly interact with them via DApp, a decentralized applications. Okay, but what is the blockchain? Blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. A blockchain is essentially a database of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on the blockchain. Concerning smart contracts, in a simple way, they are the programs stored on a blockchain that run when predetermined conditions are met. They typically are used to automate the execution of an agreement so that all the participants can be immediately certain of the outcome, without any intermediaries' involvement or time loss. And when talking about the history of DeFi, we have to mention the first decentralized blockchain that was conceptualized by a person or a group of people known as Satoshi Nakamoto in 2008 to be used for what we know now as the Bitcoin cryptocurrency. The blockchain evolution was founded on principles of decentralization, and yet we find ourselves in a curious situation where certain entities control the scene. Centralized exchanges are seated near the top of the pyramid, offering a simple way to get rid of your fiat for crypto. They have decent user experience. It's easy to pick up the basics, but there's also plenty of advanced features for seasoned traders. Overall, if you want to compare traditional and decentralized finance according to the main criteria like systems of payments and transfers, a bank transfer from one country to another can take several days and involve significant fees. Moreover, there is a complete lack of privacy. The cryptocurrency that underlie the work of DeFi don't need intermediaries. Transfers are carried out as quickly as possible. The benefits are clear. On terms of availability, banks impose strict restrictions on who can open an account, and even more so on the use of financial services such as lending. There are now more than 1.5 billion people in the world who don't know or who don't have access to banking services, and DeFi is guaranteed to make their life easier. To use them, you only need the internet. Let's talk about transparency. The average investor has no idea how his bank account is used. As far as DeFi is concerned, the source code of the protocols developed on the basis of public blockchains is completely transparent to all users and open to audits. Cryptocurrencies are money insofar as they allow exchanges between two parties and act as a store of value. They can be spent and received by anyone, anywhere, at any time throughout the world and without the need of a bank or a government. On the other hand, the fiat currency is a form of money declared by the government to be legal tender and expected to be of value to people. and its value usually derived from the economic strength of the country, and it is managed by a central bank, which sets monetary policy. Cryptocurrencies share many similarities with conventional fiat money, but also offer some interesting advantages. Both markets can be used for payments and as a store of value. But cryptocurrency transactions are verified using blockchain technology, throughout which all trading activity is continuously recorded, enhancing the security of each exchange. Unlike fiat currency, cryptocurrencies are not regulated by central authorities or supported by governments. Like Bitcoin, it is produced and distributed throughout a process called mining, and it's not controlled by a centralized authority. And like fiat currencies such as the euro or the US dollar, the value of crypto is not defined by a single entity like a central bank. Instead, the price is defined by supply and demand, or in simpler terms, by the price people are willing to pay for it. For this reason, there is some types of cryptocurrencies which are pegged to other assets to secure the stability that is known as stablecoins. Stablecoins act as a liaison between the traditional world and the blockchain industry. They are generally backed by the USD or gold, but in theory it can be backed by any fiat currency or asset. For lending or crypto lending, crypto-backed loans are used or are secured loans that use digital assets like Bitcoin as collateral. You won't have to undergo a credit check to qualify for a crypto-backed loan. They may also distribute funds almost instantly, unlike traditional lenders. Now, imagine a world where the state controls the flow and the delay of use of the money. Imagine your diploma exists in all the parts of the world under forms of tokens in the blockchain. Imagine your transaction made by SMS under satellite network. Do you like all of that? Don't worry, it's the future.